So overall, the number one thing that you need to make sure of is when you're launching your organic content.
So this shit crazy.
Nathan.
Aye, yo, heart gone cold like Palmer, bro still shot like Bennett. She wanna question me, I don't ask me, babe, go ask Reddit. I was drunk and high on my face, I sent that text and then unsent it. I feel like Vinny, I've been up front, but kinda more on the left wing.
I think today I had a really important discussion with one of my clients, and it made me realize something very important, and that is a lot of the information and a lot of the advice that's given to you online by people who genuinely don't really care if you succeed or not most of the time, and by people who just want to make a quick buck and want to just profit off of you, is that most of the time they don't position you to succeed in the long run. Like, okay, if you buy a course from someone, they might want you to succeed, right? In the short term. So let's just say a year and 2 years in, you're still running your business, it's still growing. But after a while, it just stops. And the only way where you can actually grow further than that, and the only way where you can achieve more results than that, is by actually learning what they are doing, 5 years ago. But the problem is, most people in the online making money space, in the sort of like courses space, they have such a limited mentality where they choose not to say a lot of the stuff that they do. They tend to gatekeep a lot of stuff. And this is sort of like one of my very, very, very annoying pet peeves when it comes to this whole info space. But just that conversation made me realize that, wow, I'm really in this for the long run. Like, there's no way I can ever go back to traditional school and go through that route. Like, there's no way. Like, I'm just not wired like that. I'm not built for that life. I saw that I'm built for something way more significant, way more bigger, something that is going to be huge in 10 years, 20 years. I know that deep inside of me, there's not 1% doubt in my mind that this is what I'm built for. All I have to do now is actually make it work. Is actually put in the work, put in the effort, put in the hours, show up consistently every single day and make it work. That's the only way that it can actually succeed. And that is the only way that I can imagine living a fulfilling life that I wouldn't regret when I'm 50, 60 years old and they're asking me, like, what is the one thing you wish you have done? If I were to go down the traditional route, I would probably say it's living the life that I'm living right now. That's the only thing that I would regret not doing. And so my message here is, make sure you're doing something that you actually want to do. You only get one life. You don't get 2 lives, 3 lives, 4 lives. No, you only get one. And you just sometimes have to think, screw what society tells me to do. Screw what my parents tell me to do. I'm just going to do something that actually I find fulfilling. Because at the end of the day, when you're about to die, it doesn't matter. None of this actually matters. If you're not fulfilled in your life and you're not doing something that gives you peace, none of this will matter. And that's just sort of the realization that I got, where it's like, so what? So what if society thinks less of me because I don't have a college degree? So what? At the end of the day, if I like die, I'll be happy. I'll be happy with the change and the impact that I'm making on people's lives. So yeah, just a thought that I really wanted to share. And I just wish more people, at least my age, would have just thought better like this, would just think like this. And what's fun is that a lot of people who are even older than me, they never reach this way of thinking. They never think like this ever. That's just due to bad programming, bad education in general, where it's like you're taught from a really young age that money is scarce, money is this really hard thing to get, and maybe because of certain financial situations and certain things that you've seen from your childhood. I know I'm blessed to have, a roof over my head and food that I can eat, but my family isn't like rich by, any means. But I know that there's people doing way worse than me, and I know that because of how these people maybe grew up or had certain situations happen in their lives, and overall life generally hasn't been treating them very well. And so they might have this idea reinforced when someone tells them money is very hard to come by. But what you need to understand is that your beliefs really dictate a lot of the things that you do. Your thoughts, your feelings dictate your actions. And your actions directly change your reality, the way you live, and the results that you get, really. And so it all just starts with thinking a lot. And that's just like a topic for another day. I might talk about this later, but having the opportunity of being alone for prolonged periods of time was really helpful for my development generally. Just having lots of alone time, not having a lot of friends, all these things really did help me become the person who I am today, and will continue to help me develop to the person that I want to be in 10 years time, 20 years time. So gonna hit this workout, go back home, continue working, breathe, sleep, and yeah, that's basically it. I mean, if you guys want me to cover certain topics, I know most of the time you guys come to this channel to learn from whatever my thoughts, my experiences, or whatever. But if you guys have certain topics that you want me to cover, or you want my opinions on certain just thoughts in general, then just please leave a comment down below. I would love to hear some of your guys' ideas, and just overall, have something to talk about. So yeah.